Modern women having no accountability is nothing new. Unfortunately, as much as they want to be independent and strong and need no man, the reality is quite different when they make mistakes. A huge example of this is Megan Hall, who literally slept with many of her colleagues at the police station she worked at. And to make matters worse, she was married and her husband tried to save the marriage. Let's forget about this man, and focus on her because this kind of woman is what we're talking about today. Women are more quote-unquote empowered than ever before, and some even have high-paying jobs, apartments, cars, and even the audacity to call men scumbags. No wonder why these women are single, but either way, when difficulties come through, they always switch to their gender roles and want strong men to protect and provide for them.
Why is it when I talk about accountability with women, the first thing some of y'all say is, why don't you talk about men about their bodies and their accountability and their sperm? Sis, aren't you the same ones that said that men can't talk about women's bodies and that they have no say in what happens to a woman's body and the decisions that they make for their womb? So how can you, in the same breath, say that you want to hold men accountable for their bodies? See, if the arguments were consistent and women were actually consistent here, then I would have no problem in that women can talk about women's bodies and men can talk about men's bodies. Y'all want to talk about everyone else's stuff before addressing your own issues. That's the problem. If women held women accountable, we would not be in this situation, okay?
For women, accountability is like saying Voldemort in Harry Potter. Jokes aside, in today's video you'll discover more about women who never hold themselves accountable, the real agenda behind the quote-unquote independent woman narrative, and much more. Stick around because I'm sure you're going to love this one. But before we go any further, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to SG. He said, "I don't see a reason anymore to seek such risks. ROI is a good way of looking at it. Even after 20 plus years of marriage, I couldn't get anything back when it was finally me needing help. Won't be making that mistake again." You're absolutely right. That's the sacrifice men are forced to make if they fall for it. And also a shout out to Comic Hoarder as well for a related comment, quoting Patrice O'Neill, a great dude. He said, "The way to win the game is by not playing." So it seems there's a consensus. Stay wary, guys. Please don't forget to reach out to us by email to claim your $5 SG. As usual, guys, I'll be picking one comment from each video. It may be the funniest, the most liked, or one that touched me, so don't forget to leave a comment and you may be our next winner. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons too, as it helps a lot. And now, back to the video. Embrace your masculinity. Haven't you ever felt uncomfortable talking about these topics with brainwashed people? Notice I refer to both men and women who think that women are flawless, angelic beings who deserve the moon and whatever they ask for. These NPCs, I mean naive and innocent individuals, come up with cases of abuse and as if they supported the violation of human rights. And not to mention those are extreme cases, so that's some sort of straw man fallacy. The point is, MGTOWs are not here to harm anyone, but to protect themselves from genuine dangers such as the legal system and women who instrumentalize it to get rich quickly. It seems that common sense is not that common, and even if you try to speak with facts and data, these people just want to put a label on you and say you're the devil incarnate. Again, when we talk about responsibility and accountability, we refer to women who freely choose everything in their lives, including but not limited to their careers, deeds, and partners. Let's take a look at the part about partners because it will shed a light on what MGTOWs really mean. When a man chooses a bad woman, his friends tend to warn him. That's indeed why you must have a solid brotherhood of men who care about you enough to tell you the truth even if it's bitter. Remember, it's better to hear uncomfortable truths than comforting lies. Women, the quote-unquote sisterhoods, if that word even exists, the opposite tends to happen. Some women do warn their female friends that a certain guy is a Chad or Tyrone, but now that dating is done for fun and not to meet a potential spouse, it's okay to try and test multiple guys, aka sleeping around with a bunch of dudes and taking their body counts through the roof. If the man happens to be a bad boy who just wanted to use a woman for quick action, she will easily get support from her female friends and even men on her waiting/simp list. They'll say something like, "He doesn't deserve you, you're much better than him, he can't handle you, he's just a piece of shit." I'll translate for you. It's the man's fault even if she freely chooses to let him inside, if you know what I mean.
Yo, tell me I'm not wrong. When women are losing an argument or, just wrong in general, they literally will fucking insult the fuck out of you, gaslight the fuck out of you, not take accountability, or pull the crocodile tears. Bitch, it's getting old as hell. Like, grow up, bro. And I'm being honest with y'all. We've all done this. We've all been immature in fights and try to win arguments, so let's not act perfect. But I'm saying something. When you get to a certain fucking age, you need to get into therapy or work on yourself. Because if you're sitting there trying to win an argument, the whole point is y'all to compromise and be together at the end of this. Not who wins, who can insult who first. Like, just think about what you are doing. And ladies, I know you're allergic to this shit, bitches. Just fucking say sorry. Just say you're wrong. I promise you, the argument will be fucking over. And when you really think about that, you have the one up. The bigger person is always the one who has the one up. Just say you're sorry. Just say you're wrong. It's not that fucking hard. But to sit there and cry and all that and be dramatic and make it worse, bitch.
This woman has just said something simple yet powerful. Chances are you have learned the hard way that not accepting the truth is harmful, but these modern women can't understand this easy to grasp concept. Why is it so hard to say sorry when you're wrong? Instead of blaming external agents, the best thing you can do if you happen to make a mistake is to accept you've messed up and learn from it. Men have to do this all the time and in general are way more used to it, so we don't have much problem dealing with the consequences of our actions. The agenda behind the strong, independent woman narrative might look all good because it'll give women the ability not to depend on anyone else. For example, many women who became single or widowed had no income to fund their lifestyle, so they had to devote less time to their kids and hustle. In some cases, it's understandable if their husbands were abusive or he passed away unexpectedly. However, what most women preaching the narrative want is being independent of men as a whole, but that's bullshit because the majority of them still want male validation and sleeping around. If they want to fulfill their carnal desires, why don't they buy a sex toy?
Women never think of the issue in a relationship. It's never their fault, it's always the man's fault. Well, I don't like paying my bill at the bar either, but I ordered those drinks, sweetheart.
This guy is right, and by the way, when the bill comes on a date, who's paying? Feel free to take a guess. To illustrate the lack of accountability many modern-day women showcase, I took the liberty to find a Quora post that explains this subject eloquently. The title is, "Why Does My Wife Refuse and Deny That She Ever Did Anything Wrong?" The first answer goes like this. She clearly has no ability to accept blame. She has no will to be accountable for her actions. Maybe nobody has ever held her accountable for anything and always bends to her. When people feel like they never do any wrong, that's usually a red flag. Let's stop her for a moment and reflect on what this grounded man just said. A woman who blames everyone else and thinks she's always right will not be a good partner. The relationship will inevitably go through ups and downs, and men tend to solve every problem with logic, whereas women tend to be more emotion-driven. No matter how sound or solid your arguments are, if you engage in a debate with a woman, she will hardly accept her defeat and rather come up with ad hominem attacks. Let's keep on reading this guy's answer. Clearly, she is out of touch with reality or never grew up. Everyone needs to be accountable for what they do. Everyone has done one thing or another wrong. Not always can they admit it or accept blame. Talk to her about working on that problem. If a counselor can be used, do it. If not, think about whether or not you want to be married to someone who thinks that they are a saint. When I talk to men about red flags, it's not because I want you guys to be negative and expect the worst of women or any person for that matter. Instead, I want you guys to be realistic and pragmatic and never let your emotions take the lead. Note that this is another way of promoting accountability. Whatever happens to a man, it's his responsibility. But whatever happens to a woman is someone else's. Where's the so-called equality? Nowhere to be found.
Most women are allergic to the word accountability, especially when they deal with men, okay? They want all the authority without any of the responsibility. This chick is out here sucking dick. I guarantee you she's going to come out and say, he was so emotionally toxic, he was controlling, all he did was play video games, blah, 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 blah. She ain't going to take any accountability for this, and she's going to try to paint him in the bad light.
The conclusion is quite simple. Men and women are and never will be equal, especially biologically and legally. Philosophies like MGTOW and monk mode are helping men become free from their desires and even potential legal trouble caused by false allegations or divorce. Modern women, though, just think that everyone else, including traditionalist parents and relatives and other men, are wrong and the devil incarnates. Let them enjoy their echo chamber, and when they're all alone with cats and useless money in the bank that renders no real happiness, they'll regret their bad choices. Stay strong, guys. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you will get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video, guys. Till next time.